Okay, Bobby kills which of his old hunter friends while possessed by Eve's worm-like creature?
Rufus.
Do you have a last name?
Turner.
Yes. That's impressive. I'm so impressed with you guys. I wouldn't know, like, nothing, yeah. No. I know the name of the character.
Hi. What's your favorite moment that wasn't caught on camera in any show you've done?
I mean, there's stuff I'm not going to talk about that's been pretty funny, but probably inappropriate to talk about.
I remember, and I feel like I've told this, but it was really funny. It was on camera, but it wasn't in the final cut. Is that what you mean?
Either one.
Like a blooper kind of thing? We were in the barn shooting, I think it was right before I got my Grace back, and Genevieve was talking to Jared Jensen, and she had a line where she went like this, and then the scene kept going, and it was one of those times as an actor, and we all saw it, and she knew it was happening, where like she just couldn't put her hand out. So we're doing the rest of the scene, and we're all kind of like, what are you doing? And she was like, it was just one of those weird things that happens when you're acting, and sometimes you're like, what am I doing with my hands? What am I really doing with my hands here? And she like went, like she gestured, and then it was just stuck there. It was very funny, but it didn't make the final cut because we were all laughing the whole time.
I mean, this was funny. It's funny now. It could have been a complete disaster. During shooting Secondhand Lions, they brought me to set because they wanted me to get used to riding a horse. And most of the time I would be, on the back of the horse with Christian Kane, and we were both on the horse and he was riding, he knew what he was doing, but they wanted me to get comfortable. And at the time, I'd ridden horses as a kid for once a week for 2 years doing nothing really. And then I picked it up since a bunch of years ago and started riding quite avidly. Anyone who follows me on Instagram is probably overloaded with all the horse photos that I post. But they get me, so they're shooting, we're in Texas, in Austin, and they're shooting on the property at this house, and they have the horses and the trailers off to the side, and they're like, okay, we're gonna put you on this horse and just have you ride around this little pasture area, which was on a bit of a hill or whatever, and there's 2 trailers and horses tied to the trailers and stuff, and so everything's fine, And, okay, pick up the trot, I'm like, okay, bouncing around, not really knowing, and all of a sudden, horse starts going faster and faster. I'm like, and the minute you start to pull and tense up, they start going, they'll go faster. So all of a sudden I'm galloping around and we're heading towards set and he's like, turn. And so I turn and then we're heading towards a fence and I'm like, oh crap. And we turn again, he starts to slow down a bit, but now we're heading in between the trailers where there's all these horses tied up. And I'm like, this is gonna end really, I'm gonna die. And yeah, finally, he's like, turn again. Finally, I get this horse to stop. I'm like, I think I'm done for today. I think I'm good, that was great. I'm gonna get off. Well, basically, you take you don't apply any pressure with your leg. You release pressure, and you sit up and pull back a little bit gently.
Just in case I'm ever in the situation.
Yeah, and now I know it's like you pull back, you wiggle, like a seesaw, or you turn them. If it's bad, you crank their head to the inside into a wall or fence where they'll stop. They're not going to do anything. They'll stop, but then you have to be prepared to
fly off,
pitched over the side if you're not,
Tuck your chin.
Yeah. Heels down, sit up, eyes up, don't look down, don't lean forward, don't collapse, that's bad. But a lot of things to remember when all that's happening. Yeah. All I kept thinking is there's all this yelling going on, they're trying to shoot over there, and I'm like, oh my god. So, yeah, it was scary, but funny now.
Okay, let's do, what is the name of the demonic virus that is passed through blood-to-blood contact?
Croatoan?
Yes.
Wow.
I remember that was one of the words that I said wrong, and I had to ADR it because I said like croatoan or something. And I had to ADR, and they were like, "You didn't say the word right." Sorry, but I say that word all the time in my real life.
Yeah.
Hi.
My question is, where has your favorite filming location been at?
Paris.
I would have said Rome, but that was the shittiest filming experience of my life. So it does not win. That's a bummer. It does not. It does not win. I mean, it's hard to say because I feel like for me, so much of the roles that have been more than one episode have been in Vancouver, and so I have a really positive association with Vancouver and rain. I do. So I would say Vancouver, but at the same time, I would love to shoot something at home and not have to leave my family. So yeah, I don't know. Vancouver.
Vancouver's a good, Vancouver's, I'm from Vancouver, I love Vancouver.
But I would say if I had the choice of Paris, I would say Paris.
Paris, I wish we'd been there, like that was ages ago, and I think we were there for like 3 days on like a location shoot. It's amazing.
Hawaii?
Oh, Hawaii? Yeah, that's true. Although you get a little island fever after a while.
Yeah, but I was only there for 3 days.
Oh, well then, yeah.
It was not enough. I did not get enough of the island.
That's a pretty spectacular place to shoot.
Yeah, for sure. I would have loved, I wish my role was not shot all in one day. They did that to me. Yes.
Usually, I've had a good experience with these guys. They do Magnum PI out there as well. It's the same production, showrunners and stuff. The guest stars only really work like 2 or 3 days, if that.
Yeah.
And somehow I've gotten so lucky where like I work
day 8.
Day 1, I have like 6 days off. Oh, I'm saying what is he? Then day 2, and then like day 3, like so I'm there for 2 weeks. I'm like, thank you.
That's amazing.
But yeah.
Well, so now I need to bug them to be on Magnum.
Yeah,
and have my schedule be like that.
Start emailing them about Magnum PI.
But that was pretty awesome. Like I felt like I was in paradise, and I was in like the Hilton Village, and it was awesome. I would totally vacation at the Hilton Village.
It's like Disneyland in there. It's like there's stuff like it's great. It's great.
Okay. Let's see. So, which episode featured the first appearance of Castiel?
It was in season 4, but
Yes.
I don't remember the exact episode.
I'm gonna start saying it, maybe you'll finish it. Ready? Okay, well she's gonna say it. That is correct.
15.
Say Lazarus Rising. Lazarus Rising. Yes.
Yay!
Yes. Hello.
Hi, so you ladies are both really lovely, and I'm wondering, since more sleep and more water aren't always realistic, what your holy grail beauty products are.
I've recently kind of become obsessed with doing a glycolic acid pad at night. Like no, I got this on Amazon. It's a QRX Labs glycolic acid peel, 20%. Honestly, I did it after like 3 days. I was like, oh my god, it kills all, it disintegrates, it goes deep into your skin and disintegrates a lot of the dead skin cells, because as you age, your skin cells die at the same rate, but they don't like get off your skin. So the wrinkles are deeper because there's dead skin cells just dying and being dead. I am a scientist. But so that product, and I use their hyaluronic acid afterwards. I love it, and it's now my nightly ritual. And I've never really been huge. I would just use night cream and day cream, I would never stick to one. I would just kind of bounce around because someone was like, "Oh, that looks good. That looks good. That smells good." But that I am sticking with because I honestly think that my wrinkles are still here. Botox is the only thing that gets rid of that. But they're just not as deep. So that's my 2 cents. What's yours? Yeah.
For me, same thing, like I bounce around to different products and things, and sometimes things sort of stop working, and you're like, it doesn't, Lately, someone turned me on to The Ordinary. Have you guys heard of this company? And it's like, their price point's incredible. And you go and pick out like the different ingredients that you want to use, and you mix them together, and there's creams and with hyaluronic acid and that sort of thing. And so I'll use the hyaluronic acid serum in the daytime under the skin cream, and then at night they have like retinol stuff, and which my skin gets
scared of retinol.
They have different doses of it. I have a really low dosage one, but I've found like I have to be careful with that because my skin's sensitive and it'll start to irritate my skin if I use it like some people use it every night. I can't do that. I have to do it like maybe once a week. And facials and stuff, like I honestly barely ever get a facial. I'm lucky because my mother has like nice olive skin, and from I have good genes from her. My father's white, and like will burn to a crisp in the sun. So it didn't come from him. But yeah, I think just and sunscreen. Like every day I wear like 50 or above sunscreen, and I get eczema like really easily. Like actually this past week, I don't know what's going on. And it's been flaring up, like scaly all over my hair. I was like, oh my God, I have to actually see people today, like this weekend. And this stuff called Pure Remedy Salve, like it's a wound, it's almost like a Vaseline consistency, but I put that on at night last night, and it really made a huge difference. And then the Clarisonic, that helps with like just any sort of flakiness or whatever, to just gently remove it. And then I applied it again a little bit today. I was like, I don't care, it's gonna look like I have like Vaseline on my face, and I just powdered the crap out of my face. But yeah, long answer.
Okay. Before he dies, what does John tell Dean he must do if Sam cannot be saved from Azazel?
Kill him.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. So what was the most trouble you and your best friend got into in high school?
Nothing. I never got in trouble. I really didn't. I hate it. I'm so boring. Seriously. I once poked holes in a Tupperware and my neighbor's mom got really mad at me. That's about it. Yes. I know, I'm so mad. You horrible person. She was yelling at me like, do you know how much this costs? Because that was when you had like Tupperware parties, and like there was a Tupperware woman in the neighborhood, and they were expensive, I guess. I wanted to keep a caterpillar alive, so.
Oh my God, I think I just threw up in my mouth.
She went to Catholic school, so I feel like you have better stories.
Oh God. Where do I start? The most trouble, I was never really horrible. Like I was a teenage girl, which, that's what it is. So my mother and I did not get along that well for a number of years in that period of time. But I'm trying to think of like really bad things that we did, like what I got sneaking out, or yeah, like we'd sneak out at night, but we didn't get caught. So I don't
my parents didn't give me a curfew, so I never snuck out. I never had to sneak out.
See, well, we'd sneak out. See, I didn't really have a curfew unless if I told my parents where I was going to be, they were like, fine with it. It wasn't necessarily that I was there, but that's what they were told. And they believed me. Cut to an acting career. Yes. Like sneaking out at night at like friends' places, with, like their parents, and like climbing out the window, and like, and going to the corner store and getting candy. It was, or we go, this was a thing in Vancouver in the summertime or on the weekends, we'd go to park parties. I don't know if other kids did this, but it's like, and you all gather together, and and somebody would bring like some hideous apple cider or something. And
hard cider?
Yeah, hard cider. It was disgusting, but of course we're like, it's like candy! Until you wake up the next morning. But yeah, I mean, that sort of stuff, and then get in trouble if your parents sort of figured that out, but that's about as bad as it got for me. It was never really, later in life it got worse.
All right, you can choose.
Okay. Which former hunter becomes a werewolf after being bitten by one during a hunt?
DJ,
Oh, yeah.
Did you answer?
Garth.
Garth. Garth, is that, who said?
Someone said it, and someone is getting candy.
Oh boy, oh boy. Should I ask another one, see if...
Oh, he did. Okay, that's fine. That's acceptable.
Yeah, DJ works.
All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
Joe McNiven.